So very good morning, students. So after the discussion of a pH, that is potential of hydrogen in a solution, we have practiced a few numericals on pH. So in today's class, I am going to discuss common ion effect first. Okay, that is common ion effect. Common ion effect. So what does it states? It states that the degree of dissociation of a weak electrolyte is suppressed when suppressed by the addition of a strong electrolyte having a common ion. This is called common ion effect. The degree of dissociation alpha of weak electrolyte is suppressed, is reduced. So for example, if I consider a weak electrolyte, for example, consider the dissociation of acetic acid. This one is a weak acid. Acetic acid is a weak acid. So its dissociation can be written as CH3COOH giving rise to CH3COO minus plus H plus. In aqueous medium you can say. So there are, suppose I am considering I need to add a strong electrolyte. I can consider it's a salt, that is CH3COONa. Let's say strong electrolyte CH3COONa. Okay, so this one dissociates like CH3COO minus plus Na plus. This one is strong electrolyte, and including this one, the another equilibrium also here, that is the dissociation of a very weak electrolyte, that is water. H2 giving rise to H plus plus OH minus. Is that clear? The degree of a dissociation of weak electrolyte, that is acetic acid, is suppressed by adding a strong electrolyte like CH3COONa having a common ion to that of weak electrolyte. Here you see it gives ion acetate ion plus Na plus, and this acetate ion is common to that of a weak constituent, that is acetic acid. So let us explain how its dissociation is reduced, is suppressed by adding this sodium acetate. Okay, you know water is very weak electrolyte, so it's contribute very less. H plus OH minus, very weak electrolyte, very small extent of ionization is there in case of water. The case is by considering these two. By adding CH3COONa, tell me, definitely the concentration of acetate ion will be more. Okay, so if acetate ion is more, then here look at this equilibrium. In case of acid, the product side, the concentration of product becomes more because of a large extent of what? Acetate ion. That means, as we know, whatever the concentration change is there, according to Le Chatelier's principle, the value of equilibrium constant remains as such. So if acetate ion is there more, then your reaction quotient Q, that must be greater than that of equilibrium constant K. So what does it indicates? In order to maintain the value of equilibrium constant as such, the reaction will proceed in backward direction. Since acetate ion concentration is more, so reaction proceeds through backward direction in order to maintain the equilibrium constant. So that means instead of a dissociation, it is again the formation of acetic acid takes place over here to maintain the value of equilibrium constant. So that's why its dissociation is suppressed by adding this strong electrolyte. Okay, suppose I am adding HCl. If I add HCl, then it will give you HCl, it will give you H plus Cl minus. So what does it indicates? The concentration of H plus ion again becomes more. So the concentration of product again becomes more. So in order to maintain the equilibrium constant, according to Le Chatelier's principle, the reaction proceeds in backward direction. So once it proceeds in backward direction, that means the dissociation is suppressed, rather that is a formation of weak acid takes place. Is that clear? So this is what I called common ion effect. So I can write over here by adding sodium acetate CH3COONA to the solution, the concentration of CH3COO minus ion in the solution becomes more as a result. To maintain the equilibrium constant, as such the reaction proceeds in backward direction, that is towards the formation of acetic acid, acetic acid. Hence its dissociation is suppressed. Dissociation is suppressed. This is called common ion effect. This is called common ion effect. Got it? So next we will discuss. Now let us discuss very important, one of the important theme of this chapter, that is buffer solution. So buffer solution is nothing but a solution whose pH is not altered to any greater extent. That means pH remains almost constant, almost same, even after addition of small amount of acid or base to it. You may be increase the dilution of the solution, then there is no change in pH. pH is not constant, I am saying, but the variation of a pH is not so larger, it almost remains same. That is called buffer solution. A solution whose pH is not altered, a solution whose pH is not altered to any great extent by the addition of small amount of acid or base to it. that is called buffer solution. That means by addition of a acid or base to a solution whose pH never change or it almost remains same, very slight change may be obtained, that is called buffer solution. Okay, our blood is also a buffer solution having pH near about 7.4. okay, so it's a buffer solution. This buffer solution, let us discuss about its characteristics. So the first important characteristic, it preserve its alkalinity or acidity even after addition of small amount of base or acid. That means it has a definite pH, it has a definite pH, it reserves its alkalinity and acidity. Is that clear? That means it is fixed. Next, its pH also remains same after standing the solution for a long time. Next point I can write over here. The pH of buffer solution remains same after dilution also. That clear? So these are the few characteristics. So main important characteristic, that is it never change its hydrogen ion concentration, or you can say pH, even after dilution, or if you keep the solution for a long time, then also pH remains same. So this is called buffer solution. So types of buffer, mainly you just know types of buffer. So mainly right now you just know it is three types particularly. One is acidic buffer. Second one, that is basic buffer, and the third one, that is neutral buffer. So neutral buffer we will consider in the chapter salt hydrolysis. I will tell you the weak acid, salt of weak acid and weak base. Okay, so here acidic buffer, this one is a weak acid plus its salt with a strong base. Okay, so weak acid beta, that is let's say CH3COOH plus its salt with a strong base. So strong base means CH3COONA. This is the corresponding salt. You can consider weak acid means that is CH3COOH plus with a strong base, salt of weak acid and strong base, NaOH you can consider. So HOH, that is elimination of water. So the giving salt, that is CH3COONA, sodium acetate. So this includes your acidic buffer. So basic buffer, that is a weak base plus its salt with a strong acid. So weak base you can consider NH4OH. This one is weak base plus its salt with strong acid. Strong acid means NHCl, let's say. So elimination of water, neutralization. So that category is NH4Cl. This one is the salt. So weak base you can consider NH4OH plus its salt with strong acid, that can be included as NH4Cl. So this one is the example of your acidic buffer and basic buffer. So now let us discuss about buffer action, how the pH remains the same or pH will not altered by addition of acid or alkali, or you can say by dilution, how the pH remains same. That is the terminology, the term that is called buffer action. Let us discuss buffer action. Buffer action. So first case I need to discuss, that is action of acidic buffer. Action of acidic buffer. That clear? So acidic buffer, example of acidic buffer, that is CH3COOH. Just I had written CH3COH plus CH3COONA plus H2O. This solution, this mixture is an acidic buffer solution. This one is acidic buffer solution. Am I right? So what are the different equilibria, possible equilibria here in this solution? Possible equilibria, that is CH3COOH, a weak electrolyte get dissociated into CH3CO minus plus Na plus. That clear? First equilibria. Second equilibria, that is CH3CONA completely dissociated near about CH3CO minus plus Na plus. So this one is feebly ionized, very small extent, feebly ionized, completely ionized, strong electrolyte. This one is a salt, so this is completely ionized, and water, H plus OH minus. This is very feebly ionized, very small extent. That clear? So in order to understand the buffer action, first I need to add, let's say, few drops of HCl. Okay, by adding few drops, not larger extent, okay, few drops of HCl, that is acid. So if I add few drops of HCl, then what is my expectation? Definitely the concentration of H plus ion will be more. Is that clear? And this H plus ion right now combine with this acetate ion. Particularly this acetate ion is given by this salt, because this one is a strong electrolyte which is completely ionized. So now this H plus combines with, in the solution, H plus combines with the conjugate base, that is acetate ion, CH3COO minus ion, to form feebly ionized acetic acid, CH3COH. So here what happens, by adding few drops of HCl, this H plus combines with the acetate ion, CH3COO minus plus H plus, it will give you CH3COOH, acetic acid. Again this one is a weak acid. This acetic acid is a weak acid whose dissociation is further suppressed by common ion effect. Is that clear? So H plus, that is given by this acid, H plus combines with the acetate ion to form acetic acid, and the dissociation of acetic acid is further suppressed by common ion effect that I had just discussed before this buffer solution. Understand? So you just write down after this, the dissociation of acetic acid is further suppressed by common ion effect, by common ion effect. That's why the pH remains as such. That's why this one is a buffer solution and this one is acidic buffer. Why acidic buffer? Because the weak component we have to consider. You see, the pH remains same. That means it depends upon the dissociation of what? Weak electrolyte. CH3COH. This one is weak component. So that's why this buffer is an example of your acidic buffer. Right now, if you add, suppose few drops of NaOH. I need to add few drops of NaOH. So what happens if I add NaOH to it? Then it will give you Na plus OH minus. Is that clear? Since in the solution there is already presence of this weak component acetic acid, because this one is feebly ionized, that means it contains acetate ion as well as acetic also. 3 acetic acid molecules are also present in the solution because this one is weak component. Okay, so I can write this OH minus, that is furnished by this sodium hydroxide, interact with acetic acid right now and it will give you CH3COO minus plus H2O, because you know the presence of acetate ion, it does not matter. And this water, you know, this one is, you can say, very weakest electrolyte. So the presence of water does not make any change, any drastic change in pH. Okay, so I can write the presence of water which is very feebly ionized does not make any difference of pH. That's why this is what I called the action of a buffer. And the effect of a dilution, you know, dilution means you have to add water and water is a weak component. Okay, the formation of H plus ion from water, that is very less, it's a very neutral solution, you know, so pH remains same. So this is called the buffer action of acidic buffer. That clear? Next, if we consider the buffer action of basic buffer, buffer action for basic buffer, let us discuss how its pH remains unaltered by adding small amount of acid as well as alkali to it. So example, that is weak base NH4OH plus its salt with strong acid NH4Cl plus water. So this one is a basic buffer solution. Basic buffer. How can you predict basic buffer? Because this the weak component, that is base. This one is a weak base. Basic buffer. Okay. So what are the possible equilibria over here? The basic component NH4OH giving rise to weak electrolyte NH4 plus OH minus. Clear? So this is feebly ionized, you can write feebly ionized. Next equilibria, salt NH4Cl, it's split into NH4 plus Cl minus. And the third one, that is water itself get converted into H plus OH minus. This is strongly or completely ionized. Can I write this one as completely ionized. Completely ionized. And water, this is very feebly ionized. Clear? If I add, if few drops of NaOH is added to the solution. So what it will give? NaOH, it will give you OH minus ion. Is that clear? Right now in the solution there is the presence of ammonium ion. This OH minus ion combines with NH4 plus OH minus, it will give you NH4OH, and NH4OH, this is a weak base whose dissociation is further suppressed by common ion effect, whose the dissociation of NH4OH is suppressed further due to common ion effect. So the pH remains same, hence the pH of the solution remains same. Further, if you add HCl to it, if few drops of HCl is added to the solution, then what happens? HCl, it will give you H plus Cl minus. Now HCl combines with which one? The weak component NH4OH, because it is also present in the solution because of its feebly ionized nature. This H plus combines with NH4OH plus H plus, acid base neutralization is there, so it will give you NH4 plus H2, and water son is very weak, hence pH remains same. Okay, so very small change may be obtained there. I am not saying totally it is constant, very small, very minute change will be obtained. Okay, hence this is the basic buffer action we have explained. Clear? So now let us calculate the pH of buffer. Calculation of pH of buffer solution. First one, that is pH for acidic buffer. I need to calculate first one, that is for acidic buffer. For an acidic buffer, you know the examples of acidic buffer. First one, it is a popular example, that is CH3COH plus CH3CONa. This is acidic buffer. Let us consider the dissociation of weak acid, that is acetic acid. That clear? So CH3COH get dissociated into CH3COO minus plus H plus. That clear? Now if I need to find out the acid dissociation constant, that is Ka, that will be equal to concentration of product CH3COO minus H plus divided by CH3COOH concentration. Clear? Now look at here. So in this buffer there is also dissociation of a strong electrolyte, that is CH3COONa. It will give you CH3 COO minus plus Na plus. Since this one is a weak component, so whatever the extent of acetate ion present in the solution, that is contributed by salt only, because this one is strong electrolyte, that is a salt. So 100% ionization is there. So whatever the extent of acetate ion is there, so that is contributed by salt. Can I write instead of the CH3CO minus, can I write salt concentration? Yes. So Ka, that is equal to concentration of salt into H plus divided by, this one is acid, concentration of acid. Am I right? So now what I need to calculate over here, pH. So I have to find out this H plus ion concentration. So that can be calculated like this: H plus ion concentration, that will be equal to Ka into concentration of acid upon concentration of salt. That clear? Now taking log on both sides, okay, taking log on both sides, what I will get? Log H plus ion concentration, that is equal to log Ka plus log acid concentration upon salt concentration, base 10, base 10. Is that clear? Taking negative on both sides, so negative log base 10 H plus ion concentration, that will be equal to negative log Ka base 10 plus minus negative log base 10 acid concentration upon salt concentration. Is that clear? So negative log of H plus, that is nothing but pH. Similarly, negative log of Ka, that is called pKa, plus negative log of acid by salt, I can write like this: minus pKa minus log base 10 concentration of acid upon salt. So final expression can be written as that pH, that is equal to pH, that is equal to pKa. If I assign plus sign over here, that will be log base 10 concentration of salt upon concentration of acid. So this equation is called Henderson equation. Okay, Henderson's equation for an acidic buffer, through which its pH can be calculated, through which the pH of acidic buffer can be calculated, like I can write directly the pH for basic buffer. So the expression can be written like this: Henderson equation for basic buffer. Similarly, the Henderson's equation for a basic buffer can be written as POH, that is equal to PKB plus log base 10 into salt concentration upon concentration of base. That clear? So this is the Henderson equation for a basic buffer. Clear? Next, buffer capacity. that is assigned as 5. So buffer capacity means, suppose I am considering a buffer solution. So in order to find out its potential or resistivity to change in its pH, suppose I am adding some acid or some alkali to it. Suppose a buffer requires more amount of acid or base to change its pH by unity, that means it is a powerful buffer, it is a strong buffer. If a buffer solution changes its pH by adding very small amount of acid, that means it is low potential, its capacity is low. So more the amount of external acid or base added to it in order to change its pH of 1 liter solution, that means it is a powerful buffer, is a strong buffer. Okay, so weak buffer requires very small amount of acid or alkali for the change in its pH, but a strong buffer can compete with the additional substance for a long time and then it may be changed. Okay, so write down the buffer capacity. It is the number of moles of acid or base added to 1 liter of buffer solution so as to change its pH by unity. So mathematically buffer capacity phi, that is equal to del B upon del pH. Is that clear? Where del V is the number of moles of acid or base added to it, del B is the number of moles of acid or base added to it, to the solution, and del pH, that is called change in pH. So this is all about your buffer solution. Now you see, in this numerical, calculate the pH of a buffer solution of 0.1 m acetic acid. So here the concentration of acid is given you 0.1 m and CH3COONA, that is concentration of salt, is given you also 0.1 m, and it is asked to calculate the pH. This is the formula, Henderson's formula for acidic buffer you can apply. So pH, that is equal to pKa plus log concentration of salt upon concentration of acid. Clear? Now pH can be calculated, pKa. So pKa value is given to you 4.745. Here the value of pKa is given to you 4.745. So you can apply over here 4.74 plus log concentration of salt also 0.1, acid also 0.1. So that answer will be 4.74. Acidic buffer. So pH, that is 4.74. What is the pH of buffer solution containing this mole of NH4OH and NH4Cl? So you can calculate the pH. Directly you can apply basic buffer. For basic buffer, POH, that is equal to PKB plus log concentration of salt. Salt means that is NH4Cl upon concentration of base, that is NH4OH. Clear? So it is asked to you calculate pH. So you first calculate POH. PKB the Kb for NH4OH, Kb, that means pKb, that is log Kb, pKb plus log NH4Cl, salt, the concentration of salt, that is 0.25 upon concentration of base, that is 0.15. That clear? So minus log Kb, so Kb value, that is 1.98 into 10 to the power minus 5 plus log 0.25 upon 0.15. So you can calculate the pOH over here. So in order to calculate pH, I can replace this pOH, that can be 14 minus pH. Am I right? Because you know P of H plus P of OH, that is 14 at 25 degree centigrade. At 25 degree centigrade. So this we can be written as 14 minus pH, and you just calculate the value of pH, that will be find to be 9. So this is pH 9 means above 7. This is the basic buffer. Okay. So for today's class, we have explained what is common ion effect and buffer solution, types of buffer solution, buffer action, and few numericals including involving the pH of acidic buffer as well as your basic buffer. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand it very well. So we'll meet in next class. Thank you.